Hey guys, welcome back to Luke's Garage. Today we are going to be working on removing the axles from the Jimmy. Believe it or not, it has problems in the front end, and I'm going to be replacing the ball joints, the tie rods, any kind of bearing I can find. But the first thing I need to do is show you guys how to remove the axle shafts. Next we want to remove our caliper, so this guy. Now we want to remove the two bolts holding the caliper assembly on. Then using our rubber mallet, we will tap the caliper off. And then we will set the caliper assembly out of the way safely so it doesn't fall. Next we remove this worn cap, and there are 6 7/64 torque bit screws holding this in. In order to remove the cap after you've taken your 6 screws out, you just take your rubber mallet and lightly tap the edge of the cap, striking it towards yourself. And it'll pop right off. The next step in disassembly of this hub is removing this snap ring. I'm touching it right there with my screwdriver. The way to remove the snap ring is to put a flathead screwdriver in there and get right behind it and just kind of sneak under it, and it's keep your fingers over it so it doesn't fling out and shoot you in the eye. Just like that. Now you should be able to take your pliers and grab these little tabs, kind of wiggle this guy back and forth, and that whole pack will come out as a single unit. Pretty pretty dirty and messy. Again, the reason I'm replacing this is this grease. It should not look like this. The next step is to remove the spindle nut. So it is that guy with these 4 posts, and then you need a spindle nut socket. What is interesting to me is I can actually just remove this with my finger, which you should not be able to do, but I will just remove this with my finger and take this guy out. And that is your spindle nut. So what would have been, how we would have taken that out was it would have just sat like this, and that big socket. We'll put this back on tightly because again, you're not supposed to take it off with your fingers. Next you want to reach in and pull out the plate. And then the next step is to remove this secondary spindle nut. And then this one has the post facing up. With both spindle nuts off, we should be able to remove the wheel bearings. So here's one of the wheel bearings. This hub will also come off at this point.
That's cool with the sunlight.
With the dust cover removed, then we need to remove the spindle, and it separates right here from the knuckle. And sometimes it is really hard to get off here, and you need to take your hammer and just beat on this. I don't know if it's ever even been separated, so it's going to take me a little while to get this broken free. But you want to just hit it with your hammer until it shakes free. You can also put a chisel in here, but it'll create a burr and uneven surfaces, so I try and stay away from doing that. But once I break this free, I'll show you what it looks like. We have our separation started, and you can just wiggle this guy and it should come right off in two pieces. Just like that.